Why would the families of homeless people allow them to be homeless? After spending 2 years as a social worker, I finally got my answer when I met Grace. I found her sleeping behind our shelter, clutching a worn backpack like it was made of gold. Her clothes were dirty but expensive, designer labels peeking through the grime. When I brought her inside and gave her hot coffee, she spoke with the kind of proper accent you'd hear at country clubs, not on the streets. My family lives in a 5-bedroom house 20 minutes from here, she said, hands shaking around the cup. But I can't go back, not after what they did. Grace had been a kindergarten teacher before everything fell apart. She showed me a crumpled photo of her classroom, walls covered in finger paintings and alphabet charts. Her eyes lit up describing how she'd helped struggling students learn to read. Then her brother Patrick got sick. Stage 4 cancer. Their parents spent every penny on experimental treatments, but nothing worked. After he died, they discovered he'd taken out massive loans in Grace's name. He'd forged her signature perfectly. They'd practiced signing each other's names as kids. The debt collectors came for everything, she whispered. My car, my apartment, my savings. My parents said I should have checked my credit reports better. Said Patrick wouldn't have done this if I hadn't been so careless. They offered to let her move home, but only if she signed papers saying the debt was rightfully hers. They wanted to protect the family's reputation. Couldn't have people knowing their son had committed fraud. When she refused, they cut her off completely. I helped Grace get into our housing program. She worked 3 jobs, sleeping only 4 hours a night, but slowly, she started rebuilding. After 6 months, she had enough saved for a tiny studio apartment. The day she got her keys, her mother showed up at the shelter. I watched through my office window as this perfectly coiffed woman in pearls handed Grace an envelope. Inside was a check, enough to clear all her debt. We can fix this, her mother said. Come home, we miss you. Grace stood there, hands trembling. For a moment, I thought she might take it. Instead, she ripped the check into tiny pieces. You chose your dead son's reputation over your living daughter, she said. I'd rather be homeless than go back to that. Her mother left in tears. That night, Grace told me something that changed how I saw homelessness forever. People think family means unconditional love, she said. But sometimes family is the ones who hurt you worst. Sometimes the streets feel safer than home. 3 years later, Grace runs our shelter's education program. Every morning, she teaches reading to homeless kids in our daycare. Her classroom walls are covered in finger paintings, just like before. Last week, I saw her mother outside again, watching through the fence as Grace taught. She stood there for an hour, clutching another envelope, but she never came in. Grace saw her too. She just kept teaching, her voice steady as she helped a little boy sound out words. Some people, she told me later, never learn that love isn't supposed to come with conditions. That night, going through intake forms, I found one from a new resident. The name jumped out, Patrick Jr., Grace's nephew. He'd written only one thing under reason for homelessness. I told my grandparents I was gay. They said I was destroying the family name just like my Aunt Grace. I watched through my window as Grace ran across the parking lot and wrapped him in a hug. They stood there crying together, 2 people who'd lost everything to keep their truth.